Rob, wrong, Nathan Carson, Kayla Dixon. I'm with Witch Mountain on the tour bus. We're in Brooklyn. This is the second night of a two-night show. They played Tuesday night at St.VITUS with the Skull and St.VITUS. And I welcome them here right now at this moment to share their experiences on this tour. You're 2/3 of the way into the tour. How's the tour going?
It's going great for me.
We're actually only about halfway.
Halfway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot to go.
So another dozen venues?
Something like that.
More than that.
Yeah.
We're not even halfway through this leg of the tour.
Oh, okay. I thought it was more than
Yeah.
that.
a lot.
Well, for Witch Mountain it is, and I told you that earlier.
Right,
yes,
right,
because
exactly.
Witch Mountain had 4 shows. So
Are you guys going to Europe?
The Skull is going to
Right,
Europe.
that's
We'll
good.
be going next year.
Okay.
springtime.
So I got to say that when I first got introduced to Witch Mountain was at the Black Nights tour with Danzig.
Blackness of the Black.
Blackness of the Black, right. And that was the first time where I was on the rails and watching and being mesmerized by your stage performance, Kayla. I got to say, that was epic. And compared to this concert here, because this is more of an intimate venue, and that the PlayStation Theater was a bigger stage,
Yeah.
it really captivated me. And I was like, wow, man, look at this band, and look at how the chemistry is between us. You remember that night up over there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I couldn't record or take any photos
Right,
at
sure.
that time, capture.
Of course.
But you guys were approachable on Facebook, and I contacted you on Facebook, and here we are, almost a year later.
Right.
But how was that tour with Danzig? I mean, I don't know if you had access to it, hanging out with Danzig, because...
Couple
That's
times
cool.
you got
I got a
to.
handshake and a photo the second to last night.
All right, that's good too.
I actually saw him in the elevator. It's kind of a funny story because I've been wanting to say something to him because he said hi to me the first day of the tour. And then when we played in Orlando a few days later, me and Justin, our bass player, we were like in the elevator together, and I was kind of drunk, so I was kind of fearful. So I was like, okay, I need to make this short because I have to say something. And I was like, hey man, we love you.
Rob, you're not saying you were starstruck, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm totally starstruck.
Wow.
And he was like, oh yeah, well, give me all your money. And I was like,
I don't have any?
no, I said, we have been for years.
Oh.
And he thought it was funny, and then he kind of warmed up and talked to me for a couple minutes.
He walked by when we were sound checking once and said,
When
"Here
you-
comes trouble."
That was
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Same show.
PlayStation Theater.
Oh yeah,
That was that night.
You're right.
So was that an epic moment for you, one of your bucket list introductions?
I saw him play on his first tour.
Okay.
And I was a fan. I've been a fan of the Misfits since
Right.
the very first bumper sticker on my first car was a Misfits bumper sticker. So,
I saw How
Yes.
the Gods Kill tour in '92. It was Danzig, White Zombie, and Kayls.
Nice.
The Danzig band stole the show by miles.
For doom metal, you guys got great memories.
actually, yeah, I get told that all the time.
He
It's
has a
kinda funny.
really good memory, actually. I rely on his memory for a lot of things.
And you're a good orator too, doing your book reading earlier today. That was
Thank you.
entertaining. But with Danzig, they just reunited from Misfits too. They went on tour recently. They
Well,
played a couple of...
Yeah. What, 3 members, 2 members, and a
Oh, I
Will or
see,
something?
not
Yeah,
Phil,
it wasn't
right.
even Yuri Von or so. Kind of a reunion.
I just want to mention Justin isn't here with us right now. He's
Right.
just still finishing up the set that we just heard you guys play live, and just want to give you props for that. And I was saying earlier how much you guys were having a good time, and the chemistry between all the members. And there's a significant difference in terms of generations here, right? So, and I want to give you props, Kayla, for being a part of this and all you bring to it. You know, all of your talents, and I know that you do theater on the side and stuff like that, West Side Story, and you're a vocal trainer.
Yeah.
And I can't believe all those high notes that you reach, and then you'll belt out that I don't know what you
Guttural growl.
that growl, right?
Yeah.
I mean, almost simultaneously, right, one after another. So you have great pipes for that. I mean, that's. And how long have you been singing?
I've been singing since I was 5 years old. I mean, like I started off in musical theater and stuff, and then I was in a jazz band at a certain point. And I found metal.
But there is jazz blues in the music. I hear the blues.
Black
I mean,
Sabbath was a jazz
right.
blues band.
They were just really heavy and added a couple like minor bits in there once in a while.
And you guys are really heavy though, man. Long song durations, and the way you guys bring everything in together, it's pretty entertaining. It's almost underground-like, because, I mean, if I didn't see you guys live, you know, how does everybody get informed about these bands that are current?
It's a challenge because in the old days, people invested money in artist development, and now they don't. So you have to rely on touring and social networking. And the average person stops listening to new music as soon as they graduate from high school.
So it's the millennials, not the millennials, Generation X's problem, right? They're not supporting.
Yeah, I would say so.
Generation
Most of them are
Xers.
still listening to the same CDs that they were listening to 10 years ago. But at the shows, at the tours that we do, that's where the cult people come out. Those are the people that really still give a shit, and we get to meet them every single night. Those are the people that really still care. It's awesome.
And on Tuesday night, when I was here for the first night, there was a young kid up in the front, and he knew all the words to, you know, a lot of the band's songs.
Or like age
so I don't know if that
range
was a
of
musician's
fans.
son.
No, it's age range of fans go from like 15, 16 on up to the 50s, 60s. For real.
It is. It's cool, and the response where the people come out and support is awesome. But social network also plays a role, because I see you guys on social network, Facebook. You were kind enough to follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
After I clicked like 100 of your photos, you know. It's like, who's this guy? What is the cat man, you know?
I think the main thing is that the internet allows that. Like when people were listening to records in the 70s and 80s, they relied on people in their age group that they hung out with that turn them on to things. And now there's so much more access to.
The other thing is that a band used to get regionally popular at home, and it would sort of ripple out in concentric circles. Now you can reach those 10 or 50 or 100 people that are into your style of music in every city at once. So that's helpful.
The social networking is important, because if you're approachable, you're inviting the fans to be a part of your social experience. And so it's a different kind of mechanism how you reach out to fans.
Sure.
But I don't know if all bands are approachable that way, right? And so they just rely on the old method. And so with the current tour, you guys were really excited to be here in Brooklyn. I don't know if you have any relations with Brooklyn or being in New York. You sold out tonight.
It reminds me of Portland a lot. Actually, the people and food.
Portland used to be a wannabe Brooklyn, and now Brooklyn actually kind of wants to be Portland.
And Portland has a lot of bicyclists, right?
Yeah,
Everybody
there's a
gets
lot
by
here
on
too.
the bicycle. Is everybody from
I went
Portland?
by a bike shop earlier. Somebody was just riding a bike, like right down the street.
So
What's that? I'm sorry.
Everybody's from Portland, Oregon?
That's where we all live now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I
Okay.
reside.
It must be beautiful there. I had a friend there that lives there, and I would see pictures, and there was all these pine trees. And
It's a very green city. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the next Seattle for the music scene.
Yeah, that's what people have been saying for 25 years.
25 years.
Yeah.
Just as long as...
I don't want to be the next Seattle. But I do think that...
That's actually a compliment, though, right? Because wherever the music scene is, I would assume that people are growing from there, not necessarily going.
It's a great
But-
music scene. There's just no infrastructure or industry to, you know, give it a cash injection or promotion. So there's a lot of great art that comes out of Portland, but it never really gets promoted.
Right, right. And that leaves you here where, in the past, you used to be able to really earn some sponsorship or monies as a result of your talents and everything. So what do you rely on now in terms of, because of the CD process, right? And it's now a digital format. And then you play live shows, right? So you're really performing for the love of music.
That's definitely first and foremost. I mean, we do it because we want to. Like, there was no way that starting a doom metal band in 1997 was a hip, cool, or lucrative concept. It was just something that we felt passionate about. And that's still the case. Like, we do it because this is the music that we want to make.
So now what we need to do is try and get you guys a channel on Sirius XM.
We've been played on some specialty shows.
Specialty shows. And you guys did an NPR interview recently. I didn't hear it, but I know you guys...
We've done 3 things for NPR.
Nice,
They've been
right?
very
Great
supportive
channel.
of us.
Great channel.
Yeah.
And was it with New Sounds?
That was all
Viking's
songs
choice.
considered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rob, I have to mention your history, of course, being in the band, and you did double duty tonight with Skull and your history with Trouble, of course, and you played some Trouble songs tonight. So the fans were excited for that. And it was reminiscent. And
first time we ever played in Chicago in 2001, Ron Holzer from Trouble was one of the like 8 people that came to that show.
Yeah.
So that's when we made friends first.
And his now wife, girlfriend at the time, made the flyer for the show.
That's nice. That's awesome. And you never know who's in the audience. I was checking out this upcoming band, Rival Sons. I don't know if you're
I
familiar
saw
with
them
them.
for Black Sabbath recently.
Well, this is the thing, man. They were playing Urban Plaza. I saw them twice, which is a local city for Manhattan. Ozzy went to one of their shows and invited them on the tour. I mean, that's crazy,
that's
right?
kinda what happened with
And of
Danzig
course,
and
they
us.
played at the Garden and everything. So one of these days, you never know where the next step is going to lead you.
Yeah.
If somebody's going to invite you.
That's the idea. You have to stick your neck out there if you want to get hooked.
I see you got some ink there, Rob.
Yes.
You are dedicated.
He's
I
got
don't
the new
wanna wake up the
logo, I
bus
got the
driver.
old one.
Yep, right there.
Oh, that's the old one. You got it
Yes.
too, right?
No, I don't.
I like
No,
the
it's a-
butterfly though.
Yeah, that's a very nice.
You got Jimmy over there.
Yeah, I mean, the only 2 tattoos I have, and they have very deep meaning, so.
I hear you. And you want to elaborate on Jimmy and just this connection? You're a lefty, he's a lefty, right?
That had nothing to do with it, really. Yeah, I was like in the 8th grade, and my mom's boyfriend at the time had loaned me his Walkman, and I walked around the Walkman. It was the first time I ever experienced that, and he had a greatest hits Hendrix thing. And then about a month later, I saw a closet classic of him playing Voodoo Child. And I was like, I don't want to play trumpet, I want to do that.
What age was that?
Like 13, 12, 13. And then I took it kind of more serious. I had a guitar when I was 9. I bought a guitar, but I fooled around. I was like, whatever. Then I saw that, and this friend of mine, Garrett, had a guitar, or Gavin, and he loaned it to me, and I started playing it. I started actually right-handed. I was playing right-handed, and I did that for 2 months. And I saw Hendrix actually after I took a liking to him, and I was like, oh, all right. And it felt natural. Every time I did air guitar, it was like this. So I flipped the strings around, and all of a sudden, it started like coming to me way easier and naturally. And
So
Hendrix wrote with his right hand, by the way.
okay, and there's no need to be ambidextrous, right? You switch it up and stuff, right?
Yeah, I play golf right-handed, but I bat left-handed. Just figured that one out.
How's your golf game? How's your golf game? You hit the back nine?
I haven't actually played consistently in about 20 years since rock and roll took over my life. So.
Okay, Alice Cooper wrote a book on golf. I haven't read it. But
I know. A good friend of mine caddied for him.
Nice.
At a tournament in Portland.
So I got to play with him at Psycho Las Vegas last night.
Nice. He's a great performer. I caught him with Motley Crue, I believe it was.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Love the Frankenstein stuff.
Super cool.
And he's so relevant today, too.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
It's relevant as hell.
And I caught the Jimi Hendrix Experience twice in the last 5 years. I don't know if you're familiar with that tour where different musicians come.
Oh yeah.
and
Well,
support.
I saw it
Zach
in
Wilde was on the recent one.
2005, and it was Mitch Mitchell on drums.
Right.
So I got to see Mitch Mitchell at least because Noel Redding was already dead, and Jerry Cantrell, Leon Hendricks, somebody else pretty famous in there. I can't remember now. There's a few people, and I caught the last 20 minutes. Somebody told me about it. I drove down there, and they got me in for free.
Yeah, it's nice
And
when
I
they
was
do
like,
that.
Mitch Mitchell, and then he died a couple years later.
It's a popular tour. It's pretty successful.
Yeah.
And it's good to carry Jimmy's name on like that. Back to you, Kayla. When you're on stage, all that energy and your stage presence, you're communicating with the audience, and it almost seems like sublime. It almost seems like you're just doing it so naturally. And where does that come from? I mean, it just...
Well, I mean, that's how I know how to perform. You know, like I started out in acting, so that's how I communicate. I mean, that's how I communicate. I feel like I would rather stand up there and look someone in the eye and have them understand what I'm saying to them than to just stand up there and perform or to be introverted. You know, for me, it is a very personal experience performing, but it's personal in a way that I'm communicating with the audience and we're getting something from each other. You know, so it's just.
You certainly had me captivated from the first time when I saw
She
you.
practices the practice too. She actually does that stuff in practice, which is pretty impressive. Like a lot of people won't do that, you know, like they'll just do the parts, but she actually.
I don't know if you ever heard Allen Iverson. He's a basketball player in the 76ers formerly, right? And he was always being caught up in why he wasn't going to practice. And it's practice.
Well, there's some people that don't. Buddy Rich didn't practice. He was naturally that good.
So, how long have you been in the band now?
Almost 2 years, right?
2 years. And so, you guys have an EP out with 2 songs on there that you performed tonight. Awesome stuff. And you guys are going to be working on the full length album that's going to be coming out eventually.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. When can we anticipate that?
Hopefully summer next year, that's the plan. We're writing it right now. We played another new song tonight that's not even recorded yet.
Was that Midnight?
Yeah. So that's the working title anyway.
See, I was paying attention. That was good.
Yeah.
You ever heard Midnight by Jimi Hendrix? That's kind of like
Midnight by Ice-T.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So
The Midnight Special.
right. CCR.
Right. There was a TV show, The Midnight Special. Remember?
I do remember. I love that
Don
show.
Kirshner's rock
I saw
concert.
the Bee Gees on there. I saw like there's so many good bands on that show. Yeah, you're talking 70s, like mid 70s, like Soul Train era.
Yeah. And then you remember Thriller with the 6 fingers coming up and watching horror movie TV shows. But anyway, listen, I want to take this opportunity and thank you for taking the time
Sure.
and having this interview with me, ProsperoRocks, and allowing me to capture you, because I thought initially I was communicating with you for some reason when on Facebook, but it was Nathan, and Nathan would open the door.
Sure.
You know, I didn't.
I've got
You're
a
the
very
manager,
feminine
right?
typing style.
He's like this loafers.
This whole week has been an awesome experience for me, coming out Tuesday night and being a part of that, and certainly tonight.
Sure.
And I couldn't wait for Friday to come.
It's awesome, man. Seriously, that means a lot to us, you know. It really does. So, yes.
Cool, man.
Thanks, Kenny.
Which mountain?